So, Patrick, can you tell us about your CO2 to polyurethane projects and the timetable?
Okay, well, I mean, as you know, we call this the dream production process. This started with an idea of finding some catalysts that would allow us to put carbon dioxide into polymer chains, and we've successfully now proven with a power station chimney that we can take carbon dioxide at pilot scale and make it into a polyether polyol that can be used in polyurethanes. What we intend to do next is build a unit which will have a capacity of somewhere slightly under 10,000 tonnes, so a commercial scale production unit, and that should be online for 2015 for allowing us to serve the market with realistic quantities for commercial production. So that's where we are at the moment. Open question at the moment is whether we would then continue with that technology totally in-house, or whether we'd actually look at the possibility of licensing that technology outside, and we're testing people's views on that right as we speak.
Thank you. And then just looking at Europe, can you tell us anything about supply and demand in Europe at the moment, capacity utilisation for your
I mean, clearly the European market, everybody knows economically, has been rather subdued. The American market has been picking up. Chinese market is slightly slower than people have experienced in the past, but is still growing. And the magnitude of that growth is still relatively high compared to the rest of the world. So what I look out through to 2015, I see tightening on all the major product streams we're talking about. So polycarbonate, MDI, TDI, over that time period, although there is new capacity coming on, the demand is actually growing faster than that capacity. The other thing is that when you look at this supply and demand balance, what we found is you have to apply a discount balance, a discount factor to the balance when you're looking at supply, because typically only 70% of the announced capacity is ever actually coming on stream.
Right.
We found that by looking at the last decade, and of course everybody records everybody's announcements, but of course not every announcement turns into a facility. So I think we've got a reasonably good fix on the three main product streams, and our forecast over that period to 2015 would be tightening.
And so there's no plans to delay startup of your project?
We always bring projects online in line with the market. You know, that's always been our strategy. You know, you get a license, you start building, you get the plant finished, prove that it works, and then choose to ramp it up with the market.
Okay. And then just looking at shale gas, can you tell us what you think the global impact of the US shale gas boom will be?
Well, clearly in America the shale gas boom has lowered energy prices enormously, and it favours a lot of the polymers that are made in the world. Particularly shale gas is effectively being exported as polyethylene from America into Europe at something like half the cost of manufacture in Europe, so it's a very significant impact on the polymer industry. For our part of the industry, which relies upon aromatics, it has a minimal effect from the point of view of benefit. It has a slightly negative effect because it means that most of the crackers in America are now operating on gas feed rather than naphtha feed, which means there's less availability of aromatics. And certainly with a couple of plants in Europe shutting down for turnarounds, we've seen the benzene market tighten, and we've seen fly-ups in benzene, typically up to about $600 above naphtha, whereas the normal level would be about $400 above naphtha. So that's been quite a supply shock from our point of view in terms of raw material costs. And if you look at our first quarter results, you'll see there was an effect of just over 100 million just on this benzene price fly-up. And one contributory factor to that is the shale gas.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Pleasure. Good to see you again, Will.